Hello and welcome to How to Automotive. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to bleed the cooling system on a BMW 2006 and newer. So come with me. So it's only a matter of time before you have to do a coolant repair. I'm doing one on this BMW here, and after you're done, you have to bleed them out a specific way because they have electric water pumps. But believe it or not, it does not take any special tools such as scan tools to do this. So I would not be afraid to take on a BMW coolant repair. So after you repair whatever you're working on, a radiator, a thermostat, a water pump, you're going to need to bleed it out. First step for bleeding the cooling system is getting the right coolant for the vehicle. So there's lots of coolants out there. You want to get the ones that are BMW approved, the factory one or one aftermarket that's approved for BMW. Next, and we're going to talk about is 50-50 mix or the concentrated. So if you get concentrated, you need to mix it with water, but you don't want to mix it with like tap water or filtered water. You want to mix it with distilled water. So regular water is a hard water. It has minerals in it, and that mineral will get into your radiator and cause clogging in the long term. So you want to choose the right radiator. If you get the 50-50 mix, it's already pre-mixed with distilled water. You don't have to do anything. The concentrate is a little cheaper and it'll make your money go a little further. But you do have to do a little extra work and mix the two coolants. 50-50 is what the proper ratio for that is. So I just did a radiator replacement on this 2010 BMW 335i, and we need to bleed the cooling system. So we're going to use BMW approved coolant. The first thing we need to do is remove the bleeder screw here. These are usually found on the coolant reservoir like this one here. They're made out of plastic, so be careful. So now with the bleeder screw removed, you're going to fill up the coolant until the coolant overflows out of the bleed hole here and it's full to the top of the bottle. Once you fill it up until all the bubbles stop pouring out of the hole here and the top here is full, we're going to put the bleeder screw back in. In a minute, we're going to remove a little bit of coolant. I'll walk you through that process. You don't want to overfill this. So go ahead and put this screw back in, run it until it's snug. It's made out of plastic and has a rubber O-ring, so you don't need it very tight, just snug. Now we're going to adjust the coolant level here until this float here floats to the top of the bottle right here. There's a little indent guide right here on the side of the bottle. Will tell you what the float is supposed to look like. So you're going to follow that guide, remove some coolant until it floats just like this right here on this pitcher. A turkey baster works really well for removing the coolant out of the bottle. So just a couple of pumps and remove the coolant until it floats just like this pitcher here. So I like to use a jump box on the battery post here. We're going to run the electric water pump and bleed the system. So I got the bleeder screw back in. I'm going to adjust this real quick to the proper level. So the electric water pump is going to run for about 10 minutes during the bleeding process. So having a jump pack will help from the battery going dead during this process, or you may have to charge the battery after you're done with this process for a couple minutes before you start it up. You're going to jump inside the vehicle. You're going to put the key in and push the stop button until everything lights up on the dash. Now you're gonna put your heater here on hot all the way and put the fan on position 1 like this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our foot on the accelerator and hold it down fully for about 10-12 seconds. So once you do that, you'll see if you listen, you can hear a hum, and then you can also see the coolant flowing here. So the electric water pump is running down there. It's going to run for about 10 minutes to bleed the system out. That's why I put a jumper box on here. So it'll come on and off, on and off, on and off. This level may drop. And once it's done, after about 10 minutes, we'll adjust this final level to where it's supposed to be, and we'll be good to go. You also may want to put the cap back on to prevent it from splashing over while you're doing this process. So after about 10 minutes of running, this will stop. Once you hear it completely stop and not cycle on and off for a couple of minutes, then you know it's done. Turn the key off, and then we'll take the cap off and we'll adjust the level. Okay, after it's finished cycling, we're going to go ahead and remove a little bit of coolant here and adjust this float level down until it's level with the top of the neck here. So, or the second little notch right here, it will be at the top right here. So just a little bit of it will be sticking out. So if you overfill these, the coolant will expand and crack the bottle or radiator. So you want to remove a little bit of this coolant from the expansion tank overflow bottle here and adjust it to the float is to the proper level. After that, you can go ahead and install the radiator cap. I hope these tips are helpful. I'm Brian Eslick from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and encourage you to subscribe.